Hello, hello, hello. Nice to see you or to hear you. Or if you hear me again. A lovely day. I hope you have a lovely day. Now, here it's almost lunch, and I really didn't want to start working and do my bookkeeping. So I thought, what can I do that I can uh, do other things. What can I do now so I don't have to start doing that one thing I don't like? And I thought, you know what? I will record a podcast in English. So here I am, not doing the things I should do, but do the things I like to do. And it's like, I don't know if you know human design, but human design says that joy and doing things you like gives you fuel to do other things that you maybe like less. So for people like me, is eat a frog, do not eat the frog first. Yes, it stands on your list and it keeps on staying there. But if you don't have fuel enough to eat the frog, it will be like the most disgusting frog you ever have had on your plate. And if you do things that you like and you feel that you are like fueled and you have the energy and it's, yeah, I did nice things and no, 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 then it's often more easy than just to do what you need to do and then push yourself through. So I will talk to you guys and I will do my thing, what I like, and then I can eat my frog. And the strangest thing is in high school I did bookkeeping and um, ICT. So it's not that I don't like it. It's just not the thing I wanted to do first. So here I am. And it's also something I want to talk with you guys today about how we always think that a good strategy is the solution for everything. So, and I say that then is BS. I hope you know the word of it, BS. Because I really looked it up one time when I was going to give a master class. There are like 10,000, I think it was 248 books about food and diet on bol.com. It's a site where we can buy books and a lot of other stuff. We often don't need, we buy it anyway. More than 10,000 books. If a good strategy would help people to lose weight, to be or to gain weight, to be in that physically state that they want, then nobody had any problems. Because there are so many books, and that were only the books in Dutch, it was not even English. So there will be probably a book for everyone on this planet about food, diet, and how to be your best self. Yet, in our society, more people die of eating too much in the world than people who die from too little food. Yeah, you hear that very well. there are more people who die in our society on this world, in this planet. More people die because they have too much to eat than the people who die because they don't have enough food. So we made a whole switch. Strategy alone will not save you. A plan go from A to B to C. It will not give you that what you need, because it's 20% strategy and it's 80% psychology. And in the world of making a big career, and in the world of the CEOs and the companies and the entrepreneurs, there is so little interest for psychology. It's almost everything is about strategy, and it's not enough about psychology. But if I tell entrepreneurs and CEOs, you are the bottleneck of your growth in your company, they all say, yeah, I know. It's not something that I say that they never heard. They know. Ah, yeah. Yeah, I know, I know. I heard that before. I That person said that also, and that's it, I know. But then when it comes to, okay, then let's start. Let's go in the psychology. What has that to do with it, about it? What has my mom to do with how I am functioning in my business as a CEO, of CCO, of whatever manager name you wanna use? What has that to do with that, about it? What is something that I went through when I was little? How did that affect me here in my relationship? Maybe yes, but here, no. Yeah, absolutely. Because that are your roots. If you come from a root, if your roots give you the nutrition to always have the feeling you're not good enough and you have to prove yourself, you will keep on doing that. You will not do that only in your personal life, you will do that in your career. You will do that in your company. You will do that in your love life. You will do it everywhere because that's the program you work on. So it's everywhere. And I saw it when I was starting as an entrepreneur. I saw how it's changed, how the teams I had in my personal life that didn't bother me that that much, because it was like I could go around it. But that was not possible anymore when I became an entrepreneur. I see that with my husband. Um, he works with so much passion. He is so committed, so loyal, but I see it also with him. And then I tell him, hey, I see this. Do you feel it? It's something in your personal program, and it stucks you in how you are doing your job as a CCO. So he has just the lucky to have a coach that is in the house, that sees a lot of things, and then we say, come on, let's take it. What is the next step? What is the psychology? And then he can go on and do his strategy. All fine. But a personal example that I have is it was being visible. It was like standing on my stage, let myself seen as Lies, as an entrepreneur in what I do. And it cost me like so many processes, personal growth um, processes to be able to stand there on the stage I am able to take now. But with only strategy, it wouldn't help. It was not enough. And you can, come on, yes, I can, yes, I can, yes, I can, yeah, yeah, okay, okay. And you can bring your adrenaline so high that when you go on a stage, you're like, yeah, 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 yeah. But that's not your real energy, You you pump yourself up so high just to be able to go on that stage. And if I went and look in my own personal journey, on the moment I started to realize there must be something else. So I did a constellation. A lot of people know family constellations. I do constellations on the new way and the more natural way. And there was something with my grandparents, with my grandfather. And it was stuck. I couldn't go on the stage because he was blocking my way. So I went to my father and I asked him, hey, I still remember when I was young, I had to make um, a task for school. And I remember that your father told me a story about war. So he's been to the war, but how was it? And he said, yeah, he had vacation first because he was making potatoes and stuff on the land, so he didn't have to go very soon. He had to go later in the process, later in the war. But when he came there, the building was destroyed, so he had to go and find his his group. I don't know the word in English for now. His group. And the funny thing is that my grandparents don't didn't live in the neighborhood where I live now, but he had to come here in the city where I live now to find his group. And he was there, and there was nothing for him. There weren't clothes. There wasn't a gun. There was nothing. So his I don't know how you call it, the leader of the group, he said to my grandfather, you know what? Just hide a little bit. Let others protect you. And when someone dies, you can take his gun and his material that he has. And until then, you stay a little bit behind. It was the last 5 days of the war. There are a few days that here in our region is known as very bloody days. A lot of people died on the both sides of the camps. But my grandfather was a soldier without without a gun. So he had to hide. And then we think 2 generations later, it doesn't affect on who we are, but it is in his system. He was telling me still the stories when he was above 80 years old. And we know if people keep on repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating stories, it's a trauma response. They want to get it out, but it's so major, they can't handle it. So it was in his body. We know, scientists know that when you have a trauma, your brain changes physically. They can see it on a CT scan. So my father is born. He took the trauma with him. My grandfather wasn't able to fix the wound. So he gave it to my father. My father, I don't know how it went for that team, but he didn't fix the wound, so I got it. And then I had to go as an entrepreneur. I have to put my hold my body up, like stand above, huh? And shout to everyone, "Hey, here I am. I am Lies, and I will change your life. Come here. I'm an entrepreneur, and I coach you when you are a CEO, or when you are an entrepreneur, or when you want a big career, and I will help you to change that you are not your bottleneck anymore. Here I am. Hello." It doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. I still needed to heal the wounds. The story had to come out, be seen. God, it needs to have a place. I need to feel through all those things that I don't like then. And then there's rest. Your system feels, okay, it is. That wound is not fixed. I do not fix anything, but it is healed instead of the rotten wound. It's like, okay, it can go light through. It becomes a strength, and I can take my stage. Now I can say without feeling, "Oh, I am Lies, and I am an entrepreneur, and I coach a lot of women, and I coach people who have their own company, who are CEO, who have a lot of people that they want to guide, but feel I am the bottleneck of my own company, of my own career, of my own team. And I want to fix that. Fix, I don't fix. I want to look at the teams and see what can I do in my personal growth that will affect all the others. And I can tell you in safety now. But that's psychology. That is pure psychology. It has nothing to do with strategy. And yes, I have also a business coach who helps me with strategy. This, what I'm doing here, is a part of my strategy. But if you asked me 3 years ago, if you want to grow, you just make sure that you take podcast every day and you do a live and you put it on YouTube and you go to fairs. I have now the next month I will be on 4 fairs where I also do a lecture, where I also will take my stage and be on the stage with like this, feel the fear and do it anyway. But I will do it. But I couldn't do that 3 years ago. So there's a lot of things that people feel, I really want that. I really, it feels like if I could only do it, but I can't. And I try, and I buy books, and I put myself, I give myself lists, and now that step and then that step, and if I don't do it, I am angry with myself, and I don't do it. Why don't I do it? And we feel guilt and anger and frustration, but we do not realize that we get nutrition from downstairs up. What can we do then? What can we do? If you have a piece of ground and you really, really, really want corn, but the nutrition and the ground and everything that's in your in the dirt, in the ground, gives you only potatoes, it is what it is. We can try, maybe a better metaphor is, a lot of people try to keep their grass so green and so healthy. And if I look in my environment, my neighbors, and I see what they do to keep their grass beautiful and soft and green, it's a lot of work, a lot of work, but they have to use a lot of products to keep it what it is. In our garden, there's a lot of, I don't know the flower it is in English, but it is what it is. Because that flower tells me that for now, our ground here where we live is a little bit too sour. And then it's normal that that flower grows because it has very, very big roots, and it makes that it will be able to be more light and air, especially air in the ground. So they will help solve the sour. And when they did their job, they will not grow anymore here because they did what they had to do. So there is no more nutrition for them. Other flowers will come. And then the flowers will come with that is perfect for that nutrition in the ground. Maybe it is like to this or to that, or I don't know. But that's how we find balance. So if you don't change the nutrition that you get, you can put a lot of things from the outside inside you, but it will not connect. It will be just like be more and more and more, but you don't solve the problem where it started. The problem. Huh? It's not always a problem. It's just knowing who you are, knowing where you come from, and realizing that obstacles that you feel sometimes in your life, or the things you long for so much and you cannot have it yet, that you need to translate it to yourself. It starts with you and it ends with you. It's an inside job. And that's what I do when I, for example, have a CEO that comes in a project with me. I'm not a business coach. I'm not the one that says, and now you have to do this, and now you have to do that. And if you follow me and you follow my steps, I will make sure you will be like, you will get so many guys pay more in a year. You will double your income. I'm not that kind of coach. I am the one that says, we make the journey inside you, and we will change your nutrition, and that will change the nutrition of your company, and you will grow. You will discover who you are underneath those programs that have put in your system that is not you, all the wounds you carry with you from your own life, but what you also got from your DNA, all the loyalties that you still have to your mother and your father. Are you still proving yourself? Please, daddy, look at me, say I'm good. Or do you have mommy issues? Am I good enough for you, mommy? Do you see me? Can you still love me? And that's all without judgment, because we all have our backpack. And that backpack we bring wherever we are, in our personal life, in our relationships, in our love life, in relation with our kids or people who we really love, who are very close to us, in our career, in our company. We all bring it, you know? And that's so, it's sometimes so, for me, very interesting to see how big our backpacks are. And then you come in a company and it feels so crowded because the backpacks from the people that there are so loaded that they just constantly interact with each other. You know, they trigger each other. Oh, that person, I need to fire him. She doesn't do her job. She this, she that. But the backpack says so many things. So in my ideal world, every CEO knows their backpack and what the influence is on his team, and he makes sure that his team around him or her is coached too, so they also know what their backpack is and how they trigger each other. But if your top knows a lot about their backpack, about the triggers and the nutrition they bring into the company, you will see a whole change. And I'm pretty sure that things like burnouts and people who are very sick for a long time, or get sick because of the work, or be sick at home a lot, or people who doesn't follow you in your why, it will reduce very far. So you see, do you feel my passion? Um, I love it. Just also because I know, I see, I feel how much it's already done for me and all the people I guided through their process. That's real, real connection and real nutrition for me. So, what is your backpack? What do you bring to work every day? What do you bring to your job every day, to your company? How how are you your own bottleneck in your growth, in your career? What do you really want to do? And how do you get yourself small? Or maybe how is your company constantly like, we can't have enough money? It's you. It's not someone else. It's you. Our outside world is a projection of our inside world. It's a very wise woman who said that. And that was me. I don't know where I got it from. It's just a joke. So that was it. I feel that I'm ready now to eat a frog because a frog doesn't feel like a frog anymore. You see, I have the fuel, I have the fire, and I think, yeah, Lies, you're doing good. And then I go. Yeah. Nobody said I was like the mainstream. See you later. Mwah. Bye.